guys, how's it going? Glad you're here. I am exhausted. It's been a long day. I gave my husband the gifts that I showed you yesterday, and he loved all of them. But I have to tell you guys, what he loved the most was the fact that I made him his favorite dinner. We bought him a French rib-eye steak. We used to call them tomahawk steaks, but I get that that's offensive. And don't be afraid of those kind of things, like a big steak like that. Like it was like 3 inches thick. They're roasts. Treat them as such. I did them on the barbecue, and for those of you that aren't comfortable using a grill, I'm going to tell you how I cooked it, and you'll trust me, you will want to try it with any roast or, like I said, a big ribeye. So I took it out, excuse me, an hour before we were having it, because you want your meat to come to room temperature, not chicken. And I seasoned it with salt and pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, and this red pepper and garlic mix. I love it. It tastes so good. And I set the barbecue up. One side was off, one side was high as I could get it, and oiled it. And then I just put the meat on 10 minutes on each side, and they're really seared at that point. And then I melted some butter with some garlic cloves and just let it sit out for an hour. Poured that over it and wrapped the whole thing in tin foil. Put it on the off side of the barbecue. Close the lid for like 45 minutes to an hour, depending how rare you like it. And then you let it rest for 15 minutes. That's it. And to rest, you just sitting it, like set it somewhere and put a piece of tin foil lightly over it. That thing got like butter. It was so good. And I made a chimichurri to go over it. And again, guys, don't be afraid of stuff like that. All I did was go to the grocery store, and I prefer Walmart because Walmart sells just small packages, whereas the other one sells big packages. And I just used 2 herbs. I had 3, but I forgot I had dill. So I just used the cilantro and chives, 2 garlic cloves, a big splash of red wine vinegar, and a big splash of olive oil. And I zhuzhed it up in my, those little mini food processors. And then I just poured it into a small jar. Just before dinner, you shake the heck out of it. Oh, and I'm sorry, salt and pepper, of course. It was so good on the steak. Oh my gosh. And then he wanted a wedge salad, but none of us like cutting a wedge salad. So I make it, but I basically deconstruct it. I chop up the iceberg, put some bacon over it, put chopped up tomatoes over it, and a whole lot of chopped up blue cheese. And then I make a blue cheese vinaigrette. And all I do, I used white wine vinegar. You can use any vinegar you like. Just a splash, like about that much in the jar. Whole bunch of the blue cheese, just crumbled up blue cheese. Crumble it up as fine as you can get it and throw it in. Salt and pepper. I'd put in probably a teaspoon of the chimichurri sauce. You have it, you may as well use it. And a big splash of olive oil. Most people do 2 to 1. So if you have this much vinegar, put this much olive oil. I do equal amounts. I like a tangy dressing. Put the lid on the jar and shake the heck out of it. Such a good blue cheese vinaigrette. You guys, it's so easy. And then the other thing he wanted was baked beans. And again, you don't have to make it difficult. Don't worry about this soaking beans for 12 hours and blah, 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 blah. Buy a can of navy beans. That's all. Rinse them under water because you want all that gross stuff off of it. And then my mother always used to say, you're rinsing the farts off it. And put it in a pan, and I just used ketchup, molasses, mustard, whatever spices you want to use. I did throw a Thai chili in there, a little bit of maple syrup, and this is my secret, and I'm telling you, it works. Coffee. And you want it about an inch above the beans. And I started off low, cook it about on 300 covered for about an hour. Then I take it off and I crank the heat up to about 375. And you just want to cook it until it's the thickness you like. I cooked it probably 2 hours. So good. I also threw some bacon in there too, and some bacon drippings. Remember, they're drippings, not bacon fat. It's drippings. And I gotta tell you, they absolutely loved it. My husband was practically licking the plate. So I think the reason I'm telling you this is I went to all that trouble and spent a fair bit of money on those gifts, but what he appreciated more was what we did for him. You know, we showed him we cared. And yeah, I spent money on that piece of meat. That was like expensive, but he cared about the attention we gave him and about the care we put into it. And I think it's not just dads or moms or it's all people. I think people just want to know you care. And I care about you guys. You know, that's why I give you these recipes sometimes. And I know I throw them out quickly, but that's what rewind buttons are for. Rewind, pause, write down. Rewind, pause, write down. But I want to do anything to make your guys' life easier because I care about you, you know? I have to apologize. There was a glitch, and I posted the 2 Father's Day videos, the If Father's Day is Hard for You, and the Celebrating Father's Day, and I couldn't figure out why I was getting views in the hundreds on the If Father's Day is Hard, but I had 1 view on Celebrating Dads. And I was pretty sure that 1 view was mine because I always critique after I do it. I had it set on private instead of public, so that was my mistake, which I fixed. So sorry about that, guys. So later on tonight, I am going to do I think a personal attention video. Everybody seems to like those, and I love doing the face brushing. I really do. And I like giving you guys special attention. But I did want to tell you about that dinner and really ask you to think about what you can do for people from the heart, you know? And sometimes that's just calling somebody up. I know for me, there are days where I get kind of lonely and a little sorry for myself and feel like people have forgotten about me. And then I get a phone call, or I'll get a text or a message from somebody. Sometimes you have to reach out to other people too, but if you give from your heart and you talk from the heart, maybe people don't get it, but you do, and you know what you want to say, and you know how you feel. There's 2 stories I want to tell you, which I think sum this up really well. And the first one, I'm sure everybody's heard this story, but I love it so much. There was a man, his wife was in a nursing home. She had advanced stage Alzheimer's. And every morning he would take the bus, the first bus of the day, so that he could get there. He would feed her breakfast and he would brush her hair. She had the most beautiful long hair. And he did this every morning for months. And she was at the point she didn't recognize him. She didn't. And a nurse said to him, "Why do you keep coming in to do this? She doesn't know who you are." And he looked at her and said, "Maybe not, but I know who she is." And I love that. I absolutely love that. And the other story I want to tell you, and there's a bunch of you that won't know who I'm talking about, but I definitely think you should Google him because he's amazing. His name is Leo Buscaglia, and he was a motivational speaker years ago. And I loved him. I think he's the one that started my journey to this, my journey to spreading positivity and kindness and making us realize we're in this together. And he gave his motivational show, I guess it was called, and he told the crowd that when he was finished, he's a big hugger, loves hugs. Most of his stuff talks about hugging and the benefits of it. And he walked up, and there was an 80-year-old lady, And she said, "Can I give you a hug?" And he said, "Of course." And he gave her the biggest bear hug and everything. And she was crying. And she said, "That is the first hug I've had in 15 years. And he said to the audience, "What kind of a people have we become where a woman goes 15 years without physical contact as simple as a hug?" Now, I will hug total strangers on the street, really. I tell you guys about ASM artists that I like, and one of them is Ray Moon ASMR. I've mentioned her before, and it's REA Moon ASMR. And last year, because I know everybody was saying that they really liked my doing your makeup for Pride video, which I really appreciated. And I'm actually working on a part 2 of that video, talking to your parents. I just want to get the language right, because I think it's an important video, and I want to be special to you guys. And she did a video last year on getting ready for Pride, and what I love is she had a t-shirt, and it was all rainbow lettering, and it said "Free Mom Hugs." Oh my gosh, if I could find that t-shirt, I would have it on all the time. I absolutely love that. And I would go to the parade wearing it, like, so that I could give people hugs whose families aren't accepting yet. And that's another thing I wanted to tell you guys. I guess this video is kind of tidbits from Auntie Angel. And I love words. I'm, I guess, a wordsmith in a way. I have always loved reading. I haven't been able to since I got sick, but the focus is gone, and I have a problem finding words sometimes. So, but I'm working on it. But I love words, and I love that a small 3-letter word can change everything. Yet. Y-E-T. Yet. They don't accept me. Yet. They don't understand me. Yet. I can't do this. Yet. I don't understand. Yet. Adding that "yet" changes everything. So when things seem hard, first of all, know I'm hugging you. I promise you that. Second of all, add the "yet." See if it makes a difference. And you know that I like my acronyms. I love HOPE, hold on, pain ends. I think that's perfect. I love PUSH, pray until something happens. What's another one? Life, living in faith every day. And faith doesn't have to be just your religion. That's important to me, but your faith could be something else. Faith in yourself, faith in your relationships, faith in your partner, faith in your family. It's up to you guys, you know? I'm sure there's others, they're just not coming to me right now. But yeah, I really want you to think about that 3-letter word, yet. Yet. Things aren't working out the way I wanted, yet. I didn't get my dream job, yet. I didn't pass this class, yet. Doesn't mean you won't. Oh, I know another one that's really good is fail. You know what fail means? First attempt in learning. That's all. You tried it once. You can try it again. You can try it 10 times. Did you guys know that Walt Disney failed so many times? And I believe he declared bankruptcy a couple of times too, before he ever started his Disney empire. You never know what's around that corner. And I know there's great things for you guys because I know you're great. Okay, I believe in you. I have faith in you. I know how strong you are. I wish you did. So I will see you later tonight for some personal attention and some positive affirmations. And know that I love you, I value you, I honor you. And I'm so very, very glad that you were born.